Hello everyone, this is Caro at Lacey's Creations here in South Australia. I hope you're all well today. I'm bringing you this lovely journal, all made with Ruby and pearlxo digitals. I will link all the digitals down below, but just quickly I'll run through them. I've used Bella Vintage, La Flora, La Femes, Creme Brulle, the Angels Vintage and the Vintage Prayer Cards. Now, when I first started this journal, I started with the idea of just doing the Bella digitals. And as I went on, I just found I needed more. And so, consequently, I have named her Miss Serendipity because everything I put in here, I came across quite accidentally, and this is how she ended up. So this is a lovely vintage earring, clip-on earring that I've just added to the front, and just a little piece of lace. I didn't really want to put a closure on it because I didn't want to cover up the beautiful book. This is a beautiful, very old book that I got off Natalie Williams, and that's the original cover. It was an old lady's fashion book. Now, I've had lots of fun playing with resin in this book, and I just decided to resin the actual paper, and it's come out nice and hard, as you can tell. And I made the charm with her name on it. I did that with resin as well. And then I've just put some of Heather's papers, digitals, on the spine. So I've left it quite plain. Okay, let's get into it. So she's quite rustic, and I'll just flip through. So this is just some little papers to start with. It's really started off as a bit of a love story. Some nice little grungy papers, little pocket there, and a little charm on there that says, "I will hold you in my heart until I hold you in heaven." These are some of the printables. So as I said, everything in here is ruby and pearl. That's a little floating pocket, a clip on it, nice little journal card. Oh, that is a picture of Beethoven that I got out of a Beethoven book, which I just thought went with it. Nice little journaling card. And this is one of Heather's images. You can take that out and put your own photo in there if you wanted to. And I've done it on some embossed, very old photo paper out of an old photo album. Nice little envelope. Inside, just an image. These images, these black and white images, are from the La Femes kit, and I've just sized them down and aged them. And the swans, aren't the swans beautiful? I first saw those in Kate from Pixie K Design. I saw her use the swans, and I thought, oh, I love them, I must use them. And this is just another little tag or journaling card on that embossed old card. And then this is a flip out here with some of the La Femes images just put together with a little brad and a flower. There's another little journal card in here. This one there does a little tuck. And another one. That's one of the pieces out of Bella, and I've just layered it up with some calico and some lace. And in here I've got this lovely little vintage postcard of kittens. It amazes me, it still amazes me how they had the photography and the graphics and some of these postcards when they were so old, and yet they look so modern. So here's another little resin piece that I've done, and then I've just rubbed the gold wax around it and put it on, layered it on some little lace pieces there. This is one of the Bella images, and I've printed that on baking paper and made a little pocket with it, little floating pocket, a little card in there, just a little letter. And this is out of the Angels kit. This is an original piece of ephemera. It's a watercolour. I had a group of these, and this one hasn't got the date on them, but the when I got them in the packet from the auction, they were all from the early 1900s. And unfortunately I've lost the name of the artist that did it. It was just it wasn't a copyrighted thing, it was just a little private artist. A bit of nice writing paper there. Just tucked that in and made that little card with a charm on there. It says I love you. And this is one of Heather's lovely little prayer cards, which I've just backed onto some old paper. Bit of embellishment. There's a lot of writing space in this journal. It was getting, as you can see, it was getting rather chunky, and so I just stopped filling it up and left lots of writing space. This is just some original ephemera that I've got from when? 1946. It's a Shears docket from 1946 in this old envelope, which is quite lovely. And this is a plain card which I've just attached with some washi tape, and another one of the little angel cards on the back there. I printed on this tracing paper and aged that up, and gives you that nice crinkly sound. And this grey polka dot material, it's a very old vintage top that I had, and I've just pulled it apart. I've added these in just for some of your own collaging if you want to, otherwise you can just use it as journaling space. An old original photograph there, some stenciling, more of the resin on that little image, and I've just framed it and put it on this very old music paper. And then on this side, this image here is one of my favourite, isn't it just beautiful? And then I've just made this little scraggy piece which goes, it's on a original old postcard, just tucked in that pocket. This is another one of the Femes images which I've put onto this envelope. And what have I got inside? Oh, just some more letters that can be used for collaging. Another little image on some nice German paper, a German book page. I just made a little belly band there out of layers of lace. And under here I've got another old photograph and a bit of stenciling, texture paste. On this paper lace doily, I've just layered some lace on there. Use another one of those and just pop that image in as a pocket. I love this image too. And a little flip there. Material and a nice piece of doily on there and some vintage buttons. And then up here I've hand sewn the buttons and stitched that little piece of doily there onto it. A bit more stenciling and another prayer card there which is a tuck spot. There's a few tuck spots in here that are empty because, as I say, she was just getting a bit too chunky. I've left the ties in the middle. I've tied them tight there, but I've just loosely put a bow there so that if you wanted to add some beads or charms, you could. And then on here I've got some nice old mulberry paper which I've just attached to this German script book page. Another original piece here. And that's from 1954, that one. Just pops in that pocket. I think I forgot to mention I've used some of her vintage scripts as well. I'll find them and I'll link them down below as well. Another old photograph which goes with the love story. So the whole book could be used, you know, perhaps a young lady that's getting married or something like that. She could use it to journal her love story in. That's just another tuck spot there. And here I use the swan, isn't it lovely? And I just made it into this heart. Backed her on some embossed card, and then this is another resin piece. And I've just glued that on there and used it as a little tuck spot to hold down the pianola paper. And I thought the song was quite good, Lay My Head Beneath a Rose. It sort of went with the theme. This is all very old vintage lace. And this is the meaning of serendipity, which I have a lot of old dictionaries in my craft room, and I went through all of them and I only found 2 that had serendipity in it. So I don't know if that means it was a very old word or whether it was a more modern word. I think I got this out of a 1950s dictionary. So serendipity, faculty of making happy discoveries by accident. And I just added the little prayer card to it. I thought that was quite cute. All this lovely blue has come out of the Bella kit. This is the Angels kit. Another little one just made into a... And here's another little bit of texture paste, and I just made this little flip with this little girl image. Flowers, they were all part of the Bella kit. I love that image on there as well. This is a very old card, which is just another tuck spot in there. More of the German book page, and I've just embellished that with that vintage doily, added some flowers. More stenciling, more of the angels, and I'll put this bit of netting over it. And this is a lovely tag made with one of the Bella images. This is a very old playing card, that one. Done the same thing, put a little prayer card on the back of it. And this is a lovely CD pocket that I've decorated, but I haven't put anything in because the book's so full, but you could easily put a big tag in there. What I'll do is I'll send along some tags and some of the pieces that I've got left over. That's another tuck spot in there on some old ledger. And that's more German book page and another prayer card. And there will be a book board coming with this as well. And she will be for sale. So it's just another little tag. Love that image. I think that's out of the, no, it's not the Femes. I'm not sure what kit that one's out of. I'll have to check. that the dog snoring? If you can hear a little purring in the background, it's my daughter's little fox terrier snoring. And that's another one of the images, just on some craft paper, one of the Femes images, and I've got some nice old applique lace there on that book page. Isn't that funny? Why has the dog decided to come and sleep at my feet? That's the other side of the pianola paper, which I've just made this little tuck here and this little notepad, some pages in. This is a lovely old glass beads here. I'll tie that back up. Another one of the Femes images and La Flora. And then just tucked into that little piece of paper. And so that's about all. That's the back of that, and the last Bella image there. She's lovely. And this is the old German book that I've been using throughout, which is from 1849 or thereabouts. That's the spine off it, and I just thought I'd add that in there for a bit of interest. Another one of those little doves. And that's all there is. Now, I'll show you the spine again. It is quite lovely. She is for sale, so if you were interested, you can drop me a message on Instagram, Facebook, or here on YouTube. And it's got 3 signatures. I can't remember the page. I think it was 10, so I think it's 140 pages front and 120 pages front and back. I'll have to check that, and I'll write it in the description. But this very old vintage lace under here as well is quite lovely. And so that's all there is. Thank you very much for dropping by. And if you liked any of the images or all of the images that you've seen in here, drop by Heather and Pearl on Instagram or Heather and pearlxo on Etsy to get her digital kits. They're really, really beautiful. I love them. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.